In our very first story, management of Group Indom says business activities at the North Ridge branches of GN Bank and Gold Coast Fund will be opened for business tomorrow. This comes in the wake of Saturday night fire outbreak that brought business activities to a halt. According to management, disaster recovery procedures have been activated. As a result, ATV will begin broadcasting this evening, while customers of Gold Coast will go to the old office right next to the Regency Hotel to transact business.
Now, the fire service says it is yet to gather the actual cause of the fire that destroyed properties at the Coconut Grove Hotel. Head of Public Relations of the Ghana National Fire Service, Billy Anaglate, confirmed preliminary investigation points the fire started at a TV station before spreading to other parts of the building.
Journalists were not allowed to go beyond the main entrance of the hotel. Personnel
based on all other information that we gathered, that the fire started from one of the TV studios, and we want to examine all other remains of the fire. That will give us what exactly triggered off the fire from the studio. So that is what we are doing, to see what exactly went wrong before the fire started from the studio.
Head of Public Relations, Billy Anaglate, refuted claims fire service did not get to the scene on time.
The public were of the view that there were tenders that were coming without water. It's just unfortunate in the sense that they were not able to find out before going to the press to broadcast all this. Technically, it is wrong for you to be fighting fire when you exhaust your water in the tender that you are fighting fire, to move it out, to go and look for water and come. So what we did yesterday is to position tenders at various strategic points permanently.
Public Relations Director of Group Indom, Richmond Kilson, assured the public everything is under control. Meanwhile, the immigration office that shares a wall with the Coconut Grove Hotel was also affected by Saturday's inferno.
And there's a thin line between Dr. Andrew's place and our place. At my back, we have a poly tank that got burst because of the heat. A poly tank that got burst. But later on, I got to know it was four. It was four, which they are trying to replace. Then we have a container office. The top was burning, so our people had to bring in fire extinguishers, about 10, which we have within the premise to put the fire off.
Officials were seen trying to put the place in order as debris and other wood-based materials fell into the compound.
Meanwhile, the Interior Minister Ambrose Derry says he expects a full-scale investigation into the cause of the fire and a report to serve as guidance on how to effectively tackle such fires in the future. Fire engulfed a section of the Coconut Grove Hotel in Accra, specifically a structure that houses ATV and some commercial offices at about 5 p.m. Saturday.
The hotel, owned by 2016 PPP flag bearer and business mogul Dr. Papa Kwesindum, caught fire late Saturday afternoon. Billows of smoke could be seen emanating from the top floor room of the structure engulfed by the fire. It is a structure that is partly wooden with pillars made of bricks. The police and fire service were on location to keep the fire under control. Thick black smoke engulfed the building, reaching others as far away as TV3 premises. The hotel is close to the headquarters of the Ghana Immigration Service, but due to the intervention of the fire service, did not spread to other structures. Many onlookers felt the fire service did not fight the fire aggressively as they ran out of water and had to refill the fire tender. The Interior Minister Ambrose Derry, who was at the scene, disclosed the President has been briefed on the matter. He also stressed the need to commission a full-scale investigation into the cause of the fire and how the fire service fought the fire.
Tenders came without water or ran short of water. So when I arrived, that was the first query. I said, why did tenders come without water or run short of water? And the explanation was that there were tenders bringing water to feed those that were here. Well, that is it so far. What I can assure you is that we will need a full investigation on what has happened. as in respect of the reaction of the fire service personnel.
The mayor of Accra, Mohamed Ajay Soa, also expressed concern about the situation.
We are not experts, but as we observe what is going on, we thought that with the many fire attendants here and the reinforcement, we should be able to bring it under control. But it doesn't appear to be still under control, and that's what we are concerned about. What we are expecting from the fire service team to be able to up their game so that we bring the fire under control.
And now some leaders of Nkonya are daring government over plans to take over their lands. In the views of the regent of Nkonya, Tanyi Christian Yao Eleti, the disputed land belongs to the people of Nkonya.
The protracted Ina-Alavanyo conflict has undoubtedly become an albatross on Ghana's peace and democratic development. Several efforts at containing the killings is not yielding fruitful results. The latest was a presidential accord signed by the two communities in Accra in 2015. The recent killing of two palm wine tappers from Nkonya Hinkro sparked yet another conflict. Sporadic gunshots are heard day and night, yet the two communities claim innocence. Volta Regional Minister Archibald Lecha said one option is for government to take over the land.
If the security agents are here and crime is committed and everybody is tight-lipped, nobody gives information to the security, what action do they take? But to bring the people to justice requires that the two communities are ready to reveal the identity of the perpetrators of the crime. And that is what we are appealing to them to do. But if the government has to take over the land as part of the roadmap to peace, the government will not hesitate to do that.
Region of Nkonya Tanyi Christian Yao Eleti opposed the suggestion.
They want to make noise so that the government will confiscate the land. When I have taken the matter to court and the courts have given me judgment, then somebody says that the land should be taken away from me. Okay, they should begin to find out where they will settle Nkonya people before they take away the land. They must be thinking about that first.
This is the paramount chief of Alavanyo traditional area, Tobaga Cheje Atakura VII, considered unfortunate.
When former President Mahama came here, he told us Alavanyo is going nowhere. This is where we will remain. The Nkonyas will also remain there. We should only coexist. Do you think there is some land somewhere where Alavanyo will migrate and settle there here in Ghana? There's no land.
Tobaga Cheje Atakura VII urged the security to dig deep into the causes and uncover the fundamental issues of the conflict for an amicable solution.
Away from the Volta region, let's go to the Bonafu region, where 3 persons have been confirmed dead in the motor accident which occurred between Kentampo and Kwampe community. The deaths include 1 man, a woman, and a baby.
The Neoplan bus with registration number GR1078D was carrying 67 passengers from Kumasi to Garo in the Upper East region. 35 of the accident victims who sustained major degrees of injury have been admitted at the Kentampo Government Hospital. 6 other victims in critical conditions have also been referred to the Teshiman Holy Family Hospital for treatment. It took the intervention of the police and the fire service 55 minutes to rescue the victims from the bus. The bus is said to have landed in the middle of the road. Meanwhile, the 3 bodies have been deposited at the Kentampo Hospital morgue. These include a man, a woman, and a baby. The MP for the area, Kwesi Etubonde, pleaded with government to upgrade the Kentampo Hospital due to the number of cases recorded.
Now let's move to the central region, and after crossing the Cape Coast Accra Highway in a wheelchair to school for 4 years, Charlotte Appiah, a graduate of the Brewa Vocational Training and Rehabilitation Institute, still hosts on to her dream of becoming a renowned fashion designer. Born with physical disability, Charlotte is willing to further her studies but lacks the needed support. Here's a report by Spencer Kwabna Boatin Mensah.
Meet Charlotte Appiah, an 18-year-old resident of Benyaze near Komenda in the Central Region. Charlotte was born with this physical disability to Sister Nana of blessed memory and Kwesi Appiah, who she says hardly comes around. After the death of her mother at age 5, Charlotte was soon faced with the harsh reality of having to crawl on the bare floor before reaching her wheelchair. Upon completing Benyaze Junior High School with the support of benevolent individuals and non-governmental organizations, she was further enrolled at the Brewer Vocational Training and Rehabilitation Institute with the aim of equipping herself with vocational skills. From the entire 2012 to 2016 academic years, crossing the Cape Coast Accra Highway was a daily routine for her to attend classes, but the situation was never an excuse for absenteeism. The female boarding house of the institute is situated across the highway, but that notwithstanding, Charlotte's friends were also at hand to assist her. Charlotte endured hard times at the Brewer Vocational Training and Rehabilitation Institute, where she schooled for 4 years as the school's structure was not disability friendly. Specialized in fashion designing, she was one of the 216 students who graduated from the institute in December 2016. At the graduation ceremony, the Executive Director of National Vocation Training Institute, Stephen Bismarck Amponsa, expressed concern about the low levels of employment opportunities for vocational and technical students after leaving school successfully.
It is not enough to give the skills, but the issue of employability should be central. And that should engage the attention of management, including the IMC. Let us find innovative ways so that the graduates will not just go and add on to the unemployed graduates association.
Although the beauty of her works at school could testify she has a bright future in fashion designing, she says starting a business on her own has been challenging.
This beautiful wedding hat that I have put on was made by Charlotte. There are many more that she has done, including this nice shirt, but access to funds to establish a business after school is a challenge.
Irrespective of passing through vocational training successfully, Charlotte needs domestic apprenticeship to acquire enough to generate a startup fund to pursue her career.
Hello again. Let's now continue with the rest of our stories. And an estimated 53% of the population of sub-Saharan Africa at risk of malaria slept under a treated net in 2015 compared to 30% in 2010. In the lead up to World Malaria Day, the WHO is focusing on prevention, a critical strategy in reducing the toll of a disease which claims 400,000 lives annually.
1 child dies from malaria every 2 minutes. There were 212 million new cases and 429,000 deaths in 2015, according to the World Health Organization, WHO. This year's global theme for World Malaria Day on April 25 is End Malaria for Good. Since 2000, malaria prevention has played an important role in reducing cases and deaths, primarily through the scaling up of the provision of insecticide-treated nets and indoor spraying. On a global scale, new malaria cases fell by 21% between 2010 and 2015. Malaria death rates fell by 29% in the same 5-year period. Again, WHO has revealed a greater share of the population across sub-Saharan Africa is sleeping under insecticide-treated nets. However, the pace of progress must be greatly accelerated. The WHO is calling for more investments in malaria prevention and greater funding for the development, evaluation and deployment of new tools to propel countries along the path to elimination, while also contributing to other sustainable development goals such as improving maternal and child health.
And the program manager of the National Malaria Control Program has refuted claims that malaria is still the leading case recorded at OPDs at hospitals. Dr. Constance Bat-Plange says Ghana has made significant progress in its fight to end malaria, adding all cases presented at hospitals are treated as malaria, although they don't run tests to prove.
Dr. Bat-Plange says Ghana has been fighting malaria since pre-independence. Intervention programs during the 1990s were mostly indoor residual, aerial spraying and the use of chloroquine. Between 1996 and 1997, the focus remained accelerated malaria control through case management and prompt treatment. In 1998, the Rollback Malaria Initiative was adopted to look at both preventive and curative measures to fight malaria. But what has Ghana achieved with these programs?
Ghana in West Africa belonged to the zone where malaria was hyper-endemic. We were to bring it to the level when it's so low that now we begin to eliminate. Apart from 2 regions in the country where we can say that is truly hyper-endemic, all the other regions in Ghana, it is no longer hyper-endemic.
Dr. Bat-Plange expressed excitement about the successes chalked so far, but was worried all fever cases are treated as malaria.
It's only about 4% that are carrying the malaria parasite. And this is not only a survey thing I'm talking about. We have what you call sentinel sites, where the hospitals, they do screening, testing of all those who come. And it's turning out that it's about 4%.
She noted the insecticide-treated bed net still remains the most effective way of killing mosquitoes. Dr. Bat-Plange said all countries that rely on the ITNs are nearing elimination of malaria and urged usage. Funding plays key role in ensuring attainment of targets, but the program, she says, is challenged and have to strategize.
We are hoping that by the year 2020, we should be able to talk about starting elimination, because the goal is reduce the malaria by 75%.
And clearly, Ghana is making lots of progress in the fight against malaria. Let's see how we're making this progress. In 2003, many households were using the insecticide-treated net, and this increased from 3.2% in 2003 to 73% in 2016. Now, children using the treated net also increased from 3.5% in 2003 to 52.3% in 2016. So clearly, Ghana has made enormous progress in the fight against malaria. Now, malaria-related deaths of all ages also reduced from 6,054 in 2000 to 1,264 in 2016, while under 5 malaria case fatality rate reduced from 14.4% in 2000 to 0.32% in 2016. And most parents would be at this figure over here. And still on malaria control targets, now to reduce malaria deaths by 75%, that's the target of the malaria control program. And then they're also expecting that at least 80% of the population will be protected with effective malaria prevention methods. So the malaria control program has set up this target also to do laboratory tests on all suspected cases of malaria and give correct and effective treatment to all those cases confirmed as malaria. So good news over there for Ghana as we're making enormous progress in the fight against malaria. And it's another good news is that very soon we're going to get the malaria vaccine.
Right, and my interest has moved on to the malaria control program that we're going to get 75% reduced death rate, as you know, people who suffer from malaria are going to die from that infection. So, well, we'll watch till 2020 to see how it works out. Let's move on to the northern part of the country, where low number of staff coupled with frequent equipment breakdown is negatively affecting quality health care in the Yendi municipality. Now, hospital officials want more health professionals posted to enhance work. Zubaida Ismail reports.
The Yendi Municipal Hospital was established to provide health care to residents of the then East Dagomba district. The facility is currently the only referral center for 12th district within the Eastern Corridor Enclave. A total of 69,000 outpatient department cases were recorded in 2016. The hospital is accredited to train senior house officers for obstetrics and gynecology surgery for the Medical and Dental Council. It also remains the only health unit in the northern region accredited by the Ghana College of Physicians and Surgeons for surgical resident district rotation. Instead of 12 doctors, the facility is currently operating with only 3 doctors, including the lead clinician. The facility has no radiographer and x-ray technician. Per its status as the municipal hospital, the facility has 60 midwives instead of 30. The medical superintendent is Dr. Asiedu-Dartey.
After they have undergone this ordeal in the bad roads to come here, sometimes the woman will be referred as a result of them put it delay second stage. The baby is ready to come, but it cannot come. And the little said about 30 minutes when the baby should come. Take about 5 hours before they get to us. So if we are not in the capacity to function and they have to proceed against Tabat, against all business of the busy schedule of Tabat Teaching Hospital, what will happen? Demise of the baby or the mother suffering death or morbidities.
Total nursing staff per Ghana Health Service standards should be in a threshold of 120. However, the hospital runs 35.
And the only way we can survive for the future is building capacity. And that is why Yendi Hospital applied for accreditation for training of the various doctors in the Department of Surgery and Gynecology and nurse anesthetists, and we have been accredited. And that's what we'll be able to continue to do.
The pharmacy unit is not any better. 1 pharmacist and 3 pharmacy technicians run the unit instead of 3 pharmacists and 10 technicians. Hematology analyzer, chemistry analyzer, blood bank centrifuge, storage refrigerator and anesthetic machine have all broken down.
Let's now focus on one of our headline stories. And all 9 mining officers at the Minerals Commission will on Monday be asked to proceed on leave. The Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Peter John Amewu, blamed the level of destruction of illegal mining has caused to lands and water bodies on their negligence.
After over 2 months of inspecting some mining areas across the country, the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources has expressed disappointment at the extent to which Galamsey has destroyed the country's water bodies and the earth's surface. The latest of such inspections was led by the Minister John Peter Amewu and his 2 deputies and the Director of the Minerals Commission, Tony Obin. The focus this time was on the Western region, where the team had the first-hand information on the extent to which illegal mining has destroyed River and Cobra.
To all the mining officers working at the Minerals Commission, they are all proceeding on a leave immediately. 9 district mining officers in this country are proceeding on leave immediately.
Earlier, it was observed excavators used for the activity had either been parked on the site or in the community. The minister has given a 30-day ultimatum for all the excavators to be removed from the communities. Subsequently, excavators used for mining will be licensed before getting to site.
It's clear they have stopped the activity, of course, which is good, but these mining excavators are still parked close by to some of the pits, as you witnessed yourself. And we are saying that the intention for them is to return, and it's clear everybody can conclude by that. I'm giving them another 30 days to move those excavators from these various places back to wherever they bring them from.
We're on News 360, and we're hoping to reach our reporter in the Western region, Kwabena Edu-Jemfi, who is making efforts to also reach Peter John Amewu, that is the minister. And it's in relation to the 9 mining officers who are being asked to proceed on leave as from Monday. As soon as we're able to establish contact, we will bring you that contribution to our news. Now let's move on to this story. And in less than 6 months after its commissioning, portions of the much-touted Kwame Nkrumah Circle interchange road is damaged. Now the Ring Road central section of the road near the NS Chemist has developed potholes ostensibly caused by water leakage.
Phase of the 3-tier Kwame Nkrumah interchange was commissioned by former President John Dramani Mahama on November 14, 2016. The interchange project also improved part of the Ring Road Central and West, as well as other adjoining roads in the area. However, in less than 5 months, portions of the improved Ring Road Central near the NS Chemist is deteriorating. The bypass of the Kwame Nkrumah Circle has developed potholes and craters. The potholes began about 2 months ago following a burst underground pipe at the shoulder of the road. Even though officials responded to the challenge, work has not solved the problem. Drivers have to slow down on reaching the spot in order to reduce the impact of the potholes. The road situation leads to avoidable traffic because of slowdown. Some drivers express disgust over the development.
In fact,
it is a surprise that a road that was improved few weeks ago could go this bad. This leakage must be stopped to help save the road. It is really bad to watch the road deteriorate.
The leakage needs to be tackled first, otherwise no patching and repatching can solve the problem.
There is the need to dig deep to the root of the problem to solve it once and for all.
They called on the Department of Urban Road, Ghana Water Company, the contractors and other relevant bodies to act responsibly to save the road from further destruction.
You're on News 360, and let's now link to Kwamnedu Jemfi, our reporter in the Bogoso area in the Western region. He's been speaking to Peter John Amel, the mining minister.
One of the engineers totally drunk. I mean, I'm not prepared to work with such a person. Today you saw at the site where this man said he has been here for 10 years and they cannot tell me exactly who that
much.
We sincerely do apologize for our inability to bring you that interview, but we will rectify that problem and do that shortly. Let's focus on bad roads, and the 12-kilometer Agina road network linking Kintampo has become unmortable. Residents contend the situation is affecting the transportation of foodstuff to market centers. A report by Johnson Kofitichi.
Agina is a major food producing community for both Nkranza North and South districts of the Bonohafo region. When it rains, the entire stretch turns muddy and denies farmers opportunity to transport their foodstuffs to the market centers. The neglect has resulted in the use of tractors and motorbikes to transport passengers and goods. Residents claim commercial drivers have taken advantage to charge exorbitant fares. Several residents cover the 12-kilometer road on foot to the Kintampo Highway while sick persons are transported to motorbikes after downpour. The community, which has over 800 residents, is not connected to the national grid, and severe gullies have taken greater portion of the Agina community. The chief of Agina, Nana Edu Adade, expressed worry at the deplorable state of roads and the unavailability of electricity.
When the national power was sent to other communities, we have not benefited. About 34 good years, we are in darkness. Just getting to the close of 2016, the S5 government brought this on poles, wired, and we're hoping for it to be connected to the national grid, but still, we have not seen any sign. So we are pleading with the new government to try to send us to the new national grid.
In other news tonight, Perkins Mines Ghana Limited, a gold mining company at Ayamfuri in the central region, has refuted allegations of engagement in illegal activities. The company says it has a valid mining lease ratified by Parliament and operates within a defined mining area. Benjamin Edu reports.
The company is alleged to be engaging in illegal mining. According to the reports, Pesas Mine is only interested in moving residents where they mine out of their settlements in order to embark on illegal mining. The company has also been accused of using substandard materials for the Ayamfuri Krofrom resettlement project, with buildings developing deep cracks. At a press conference at Ayamfuri to react to the issue, the Director of Sustainability, Edwin Alute Akoi, stated that Pesas Mine activities were legal and transparent. He said the operations were regularly monitored by the Minerals Commission and the Environmental Protection Agency. He described the allegations as a distortion of facts to discredit the good work of the company and Ghanaian contractors who worked to build a $30 million resettlement township, which has been appreciated by the Ayamfuri community. He said all the structures built were within the defects liability period and added that it is their responsibility to ensure that any defect identified is rectified to the satisfaction of the people.
All right, we're going back to Kwabena Edu-Jemfi in the Bogoso area, who's been speaking to Minister Peter John Amewu.
Drunk. I mean, I'm not prepared to work with such a person. Today, you saw at the site where this man said he has been here for 10 years and they cannot tell me exactly who that company was. I mean, giving a prospective license and going ahead to do digging. And these are the things that are going across the country. And so that issue for them to go on, to proceed immediately on leave is a directive I've given, and they must proceed immediately and make sure they hand over to the Minerals Commission. Those that have deputies must hand over directly to the deputies. I know there are about 6 of them or so that do not have deputies. They must hand over to the Minerals Commission by tomorrow.
Okay. Now, the fight against Galamsey is still ongoing, but then before these people proceed on leave, what arrangements have been done for them to be placed so that the fight can still go on?
There are thousands of Ghanaians there who can do the job better. Those that are prepared to join this team of people that are prepared to clean the system. I mean, they are there. They can be re-engaged. Opportunity again exists for people that want to be re-engaged, but the term of reference must be made clear. If you are prepared to help us clear the system, there's nothing wrong. You join the driving wagon and we'll move together. But these guys cannot work with us. Having looked at what they are doing and having presided over this sort of illegalities around their mining district, this cannot be encouraged. And so it is time that we ask them to proceed on leave, and we get some other people who are prepared to help us drive this agenda to work. And that is exactly what we're going to do.
Now, what then happens to the director, Mr. Tony Obin? Is he going to maintain his position since he's the one supervising these 9 officers?
Well, of course, that is an issue to be discussed. I mean, going forward, we would have to examine it. The whole commission, of course, will need to be clean. I must be very frank with you. I mean, it is something I'm bent in doing, and we have to do that. It's proper, if people are assigned duties, they must deliver, and if you are not prepared to deliver, of course, the consequences must follow. It's a fact that these illegalities that we saw during these few days of our trip are not illegalities that emanate out of the people's own reactions. They've been backed by some, sources or some people in some of the communities, and we cannot say alone that it is only the chief, the landowners that are engaged. The people who supposed to supervise them also are equally involved. And for me, I don't have a direct responsibility over chiefs or landowners. If I have that responsibility over who owns lands and I can take lands from that person, I can equally do that. But the people I have a direct responsibility to oversee and make sure that they deliver are the people who work in the Minerals Commission and people who work in the various agencies and departments under me. And that is why I'm taking this decision. The 9 are to proceed on leave immediately.
All right, thank you very much. So we have been speaking with the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, John Peter Amewu. And
right, that's our reporter Kwabena Edu-Jemfi speaking to the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Peter John Amewu, at Bogoso in the Central Region.
And back in Accra, some members of the clergy are calling for an amendment to the 1992 Constitution to make the police service autonomous to deliver on its mandates. Speaking at the induction service for the Inspector General of Police, David Asiedu-Dartey, they argue political interference must be done away with to make the police independent.
Article 202 Clause 1 gave the President power to appoint the Inspector General of Police, acting in consultation with the Council of State. Clause 2 also placed the head of the police service, the Inspector General, under control and direction of the Police Council, headed by the Vice President. This many insist tie the hands of the police and inadvertently compromise their judgment.
If we can take a look at our Constitution, to revise our Constitution to give the police the needed independence that it deserves. And then they have the capacity to give us the peace that we deserve.
Very Reverend ACP George Atta delivered a sermon at the induction service for the IGP.
Officers are deviating from their motto, service with integrity, now service without integrity. Recruitment is a mystery to citizens. Protocol plays a major role. Mr. Pietu, let us see how your administration will react to these comments. At the very early days of your administration, a sizable number of police trainees were dismissed from the training schools for the simple reason that they do not meet the required qualifications. What should Ghanaians expect in your tenure of office as the Inspector General of Police?
Inspector General of Police David Asiedu-Dartey pledged to chart a new path which steer the service away from prejudice.
This is the only basis upon which we can build respect and mutual trust between the people of Ghana and the police who serve them. As we pursue our goal to make Ghana a safer society, we will discharge our duties with absolute impartiality and with a firm commitment to the rule of law.
The induction service attracted members of the Police Management Board, retired IGPs and commissioners.
And the President Akufo-Addo has vowed to make Accra the cleanest city in Africa during his tenure. The President was speaking at a Durban, revealed the construction of a new fishing harbour for the people of Jamestown will commence this year.
The Grand Debate of the Chiefs and People of Ina-Alavanyo was in honor of President Akufo-Addo and wife Rebecca. The occasion, which had in attendance some MPs and ministers, was used to install the President and wife under the stool names Ni Kwaku Ablode Okuji-Aman I and Na Koko Ablode Okuji-Aman I respectively. Some MPs and ministers called for unity among the people.
What we need from the chiefs, they should help to give us peace. They should help us to reduce land disputes. They should help us to reduce chieftaincy disputes. They should support our present government so that his agenda, vision, and work shall be successful.
The paramount chief of Ina-Alavanyo traditional area, Oblimpong Ni Kojo Ababio V, appealed for developmental project in the Jamestown community. President Akufo-Addo appealed to the people to support government keep Accra clean.
The commitment I want to make is a commitment I want all of us to make, that within these 4 years, by the end of the 4 years of my term in office as president, Accra will be the cleanest city in Africa. That is where we want to get to. I want you to help me so that we can work together for the progress of English.
He promised to bring back the glory days of Jamestown.
Plans are far advanced, and this year you will see the beginning of the construction of the new harbor for Jamestown. It is going to bring jobs back into Jamestown so that the young men and women here, again, will be employed and have a gainful life.
We have sports news coming up shortly. Do stay with us.
Baby is the best gift from God to mom. Soft care is the best gift from mom to baby. The soft cotton material gives the child maximum comfort. Enjoy free time. Enjoy happy time. Enjoy soft care time. Soft care, baby diaper. More care, more love. Soft care baby diaper. Best gift for baby.
Mazda Ghana, genuine cars for outstanding people.
Good evening. Welcome back to News 360 here on TV3. My name is Anako Jafre with the sports update, and let's begin with results from the MTN FA Cup for games that were played on Saturday and Sunday. And as you can see on your screen, some exciting games were played, and most of the games that were played saw some big and shocking results where Aduana Stars and Ash Gold were all knocked out of the MTN FA Cup competition round of 62. Elmina Sharks also getting one over Dwarfs in there. After that game ended 0-0, they won that one 3-0 on penalties as well. And then there was a game between Mediama and Fijai FC where Mediama won 7-6 on penalties. And Kotoko also progressed 3-1 on penalties after drawing 1-1 with BYF Academy.
And tonight in this segment, it was a difficult task for judges to make their final 6 selection. Following this, all 8 contestants have made it to the final show. Adra Amufose has highlights of the episode.
It was an exciting night as kids performed freely without eviction at the back of their minds. Judges could not come to a conclusion on who to send home and who to maintain on the competition because all 8 contestants had their talents intact. With 2 performances each, the contestants gave the audience double dose. Even though all performances were applauded, some got the judges highly impressed, and guest judge, actor and designer Elikem Komoji could not hide his amazement.
It's the fact that you've got personality, you did your research, you looked the part, you're enjoying what you're doing, you're making us enjoy what you're doing. It's like a lot of things compiled, all coupled up in one. And it was pretty amazing watching you. And I was saying that I think you can win this show hands down.
As performances rounded up, 10-table magician Erica Tando, better known as DJ Swish, was awarded Star Performer of the Night. Singing sensation Nana Ifwa Praba took the award for Best Costume. Little Dancing Ladies, Lily's Dance Crew, picked Best Creative Arts, and music duo Nakel was awarded for Best Behaved in the Reality House. All 8 remaining contestants are through to the finale on May 7, 2017 at the National Theatre. Talented kids, free to play.
And there will be more update on 3news.com as well as News at 10.